But let's look at our minor league system for a second. Where is new manager and GM actions? Make a trade. How good a minor league system is. Prospects. Leonardo Molina is still here. Jerry Aguilar was the one that apparently Candelario still shows up as a prospect too. Outside of those three, it doesn't look the greatest though. Leonardo Molina that we got in the Mike Napoli trade is turning more and more of a stud every time we look at his ratings. It looks like he's not doing the greatest in terms of performance, but hopefully that can turn around. I'm not going to be the most disappointed if he doesn't turn into anything, to be fair. So Jerry Aguilar still really doesn't have a position, it looks like. I don't think his outfield ratings are all that great. It's just because he's been playing all over. He's on the Anchorage Samurai. How did he do for the Anchorage Samurai? 811 OPS. His defense was terrible, but that's to be expected. Jerry Cool Papa Aguilar. Apparently Candelario is still a prospect. Braxton Davidson is making progress, it looks like. 774 OPS in the minors. He's not going to avoid Ks all that great or ever make contact, but he will get on base, and he has good power. So that's good to see. Maybe a couple more years, and he can be up in the majors in the outfield. We will see about that. Hoping he can learn to play like right field in the minors or something. He's only like 21, so. And Pedro Severino, who we just signed, who's not very good. And we'll see what the OSA thinks too. We also, yeah, we have Clint Frazier. That's right. It's OSA, because the OSA should show us the guy that we picked #1 overall in this past draft too, that our scout didn't like or not. Nelson Gomez apparently is really good according to the OSA. St. Petersburg Millionaires, dumb name for a team. So I thought we had in probably the St. Petersburg Millionaires too. He had a good pitcher, I thought anyway. That draft was really bad, so I'm not surprised if it... Oh, Devin Ortiz is listed as a reliever for some reason. Yeah, our head scout. Our head scout doesn't like him, but our head scout thinks he's going to be really good. So I don't understand why. It's probably the control. Because, yeah. So, we'll set his position as starter instead of reliever, so... Yeah, our head scout really didn't like him, but I don't really care. I wasn't going to draft a first baseman with my first overall pick, so not really worried about it. So, let's go back to our simulating. So, I got super sidetracked with that. See if we can get these guys to at least acknowledge that we offered them contracts. Maybe we can be a competitive team this year if we get some of these guys. Who knows? All right, so Jimenez wants to weigh all his options. Pretty offended by your offer. I offered you what you wanted, did I not? Why do you want so much money? I'm not giving you that much money. That's ridiculous. Freaking Peter Borges. Alright, let's look again at the free agency. Take a drink. See if there's guys who can play the outfield. All outfielders. Let's get like a stable. Like a Zach Cohn or a... Well, Blackman we already looked at. Ian Desmond apparently is an outfielder in this game. I thought... He just moved there this season, but who's this guy? Yeah, you can't really play outfield that well. Jordan Smith. Carl Crawford. No, he'll get injured. Josh Hamilton, Jordan Smith. Zach Cohen doesn't want a whole lot of money. He's not bad. He's pretty much Joey Ricard, but not as good. Well, I don't even know if Joey Ricard could be considered good at this point. He's been pretty bad for us, but been playing solid defense and banged up a lot last year, so I'm willing to be patient with him. Maybe I'll have a breakout year one of these days, but I'll try Zach Cohen instead of Peter Borges, since Peter Borges apparently has his head up his own ass about his value. Tepera. Head of the pack. Ishikawa. Like the looks of your offer. Alright. Vital. I'm the front runner apparently. Alright, so starting Hall of Fame voting. That's something I'm probably going to have to cut out and come back to because they take forever to decide. Carlos Gonzalez goes to the Cardinals. Wade Davis to the Rangers. That's a good fit. Their bullpen has been pretty terrible in real life. Drew Smiley. Philadelphia has offered Drew Smiley more money. I'll give you one more bump. Oh, wow. Kawano went to Toronto. That's a pretty good deal for Toronto. Alright. We'll do that with Smiley. We'll go back to our mail, too, because then we can see generally who signs free agency. So, it's a pretty good deal for Toronto, honestly. I think they made the playoffs last year too, so maybe a World Series team now, which is good to see. Our pitching coach signed. Jordan Negrin went to Dodgers. A personal message. Cantu, alright, he likes our deal, so unless someone sends more. Zach Cohen apparently thinks he's going to get better offers. I doubt it, but he can think it all he wants. Oh, I never looked at potential guys either. There's probably not a lot, because they generally don't slip through the cracks, but we'll see. Free agency. I doubt it, but there's a couple guys here and there. You'll never know. Even by now, they'd probably all be gone anyway, but... Yeah, Cantu, Hutchison, who we already offered a contract to. Pena, we already looked at. It doesn't really look like anybody here. Yeah, okay, so we didn't really miss out on much. Doesn't look like anyway. It's probably going to start happening that way a lot more anyway, so... You've received personal message. Alright, Cantu signed. So we'll be moving Ryan Schimpf to left field. That is good. That's pretty great. I'm honestly surprised that we got him. I don't really think that anyone competed with us. So that's good. We'll be playing him at second base. Move Ryan Schimpf to left. Or first. I haven't really decided yet because there is always the possibility that... Scott Van Slyke can be moved back out to left field. So, Vancouver. That was our first big free agent signing of this series. So, if I can click on him, I'm going to replace on our active roster. No, I don't want to waive him. Place on active roster. Alright. And we'll see if anyone else signs in the upcoming time. And then we'll look into trading Hyun-Soo Kim if at all possible. I doubt it will for anything other than a really bad contract, but someone else that seems like signed too. Alright, so Vidal. We'll look at what Lorenzo Cain signed for. Ishikawa signed, that's nice. Ryan Tepera and A.J. Jimenez. Alright. We will stay tuned, see if anyone else signs next couple days before the winter meetings. Alright, so it looks like people either signed or Adam Warren, contract negotiation update. Oh, he finally just responded to our offer to begin with. It's freaking delayed. Alright, so the Rangers signed Wade Davis and they signed that top pitcher from the international market. Lorenzo Cain, 4 years, $78 million. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, Akiyama, that's his name. So he can replace you, Darvish. Drew Smiley. Giants, alright, so we'll skip out on him because we already got a couple other starters. Drew Hutchison responded to us. And I'm not doing that. That's a dumb trade. Doesn't even make sense. I don't want Mitch Moreland. So we'll keep simulating, see if anyone else signs with us. I'm not too concerned about not getting Drew Smiley. I don't really care at all. So, which pitcher did they get? Tyson Ross, nice. Who did this trade? Drew Verhagen, nothing big. A lot of bad trades that no one cares about. So, keep going, keep simulating. Then we'll put together our roster. Right. So Zach Cohen signed. Nothing else really going on. A lot of trading, but we'll look at our make sure our rosters are set to the guys that are in the DFA screen. So yeah, this actually isn't that bad. So Ishikawa will put on the roster. We have a few good players now. Might be a 500 team this year. Shooting high, aren't we? Vidal. Especially if we can trade Kim for something like good. That'd be the best. Like that'd be the perfect scenario, honestly. Be to trade Kim for something that's just as good, if not better. So let's put together our pitching staff. So Torres is back off the DL. Ishikawa can start. We really don't have a guy who can start at the top of the order, though, and that's kind of the situation we're in into. And we still have Hutchison and Warren. Offers out. Isn't Vidal a starter, too? Yeah. Potentially. We'll start him out in the what's that position? Start him out as a starter anyway. Yeah. Maybe we'll leave him as a reliever. Let's try him as a starter at least. So we'll start him as a starter to start the season. No. In for Thornburg. And I'm envisioning Hutchison will take that last spot. And then we'll probably sign somebody else too. Actually, I'm going to see if there's anything I can do to improve the pitching. Drew Smiley signs with San Francisco. That's not a spot. That's not a surprise. They were going after him pretty hard. So, look at starters again. Apparently, Anibal Sanchez is still good in this game. So we have $9 million left. Yeah, I just wanted a pitcher on a one-year deal. Does Tanaka want a one-year deal? I'll give him a one-year deal. Imagine, no. Yeah, did not want to come to the organization. It's not a surprise. They're Villanueva, Walden, Warren. Walden wants a lot of money. Yeah, maybe. Oh, because we're looking at potential. Duh. I was like, why are these guys falling off so far or so fast? That was not what I wanted to do. No, I don't want Kirby Yates. Can you go back? Alright. So you have Hutchison already. We're looking at Storin. We don't need. Not a lot of starters here. Jesse Chavez might not actually be the worst idea in the world, though. 3 decent pitches. A couple bad years, but you know, willing to offer at least. It never hurts to make an offer. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's fair. Alright, so did he already think that was a good idea? Apparently. Mike Zunino got traded. I think he just won a Gold Glove, if I recall correctly. Alright, somebody signed or did something. Hutchison and Warren, alright. Chavez, he can be our 5th starter. And, oh, we can look into trading Hyun-Soo Kim now. Get his money off the books. Because we're going to have a few contracts that we need to extend next year. And we'll also look at what we might be able to get out of Scott Van Slyke. Because if we can get a younger guy with kind of similar production or ratings, then I wouldn't be too mad about that. Hyun-Soo Kim is really just about getting rid of that $3 million because it's not a lot of money, but it is a lot of money when we're working with the budget that we're working with, because next year is going to be contract. The way we did our team, next year is going to be a contract problem, I think, if we have Hyun-Soo Kim's contract still in the team. Although I think if I waive him this year, it won't count toward next year's money, and I doubt we're going to get any offers right here. But we never know. Shea Simmons, that's actually a good trade. Michael Taylor, Paco Rodriguez. What's Shea Simmons' contract looking like? Ooh, he's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna trade for him. That's definitely a good trade for us. 27 years old. Yeah, I'll take that trade. He had a bad year last year, sure, but yeah, I like your proposal. I like it too. I'm saving money. Alright, so that was good. Good to get that out of the way. We'll have to worry about that next year. We'll get team home screen again. What was I doing? Info, front office. Let's look at salaries on our team. So, Cantu is obviously the highest paid. Just the year after. Who else can we really get rid of? It doesn't look like really anybody's making a whole lot of money. It's just Shea Simmons is going to jump up a little bit. Just looks like everyone's going to jump up slightly. It's going to be hard to field a competitive team on this budget, but I imagine this budget's going to change at some point. I don't think it's always going to be this low. I just think it depends on you know, various factors. And trade options. We'll shop Scott Van Slyke, and if not, we'll just throw him back in left field. It won't be the worst thing ever. And we'll toss Schimpf at first, because first base is really just kind of a hellhole for people who can't play defense. Schimpf is not the greatest defender in the world, so first base and left field. And since Van Slyke's got a left field rating developed, I would rather get rid of him in terms of that. So, Grichuk, that's actually a good offer. Stephen Moya is pretty bad, and Michael Taylor could just made that all part of the same trade. He was pretty good last year. 770 OPS, 790 in AAA. Pretty bad in 2016. Really good defender in left field. I don't think he's worth it, though. Grichuk, on the other hand, might be. Really good in right field. Better than Preston Tucker in terms of ratings. I think I'd be willing to give him a shot at least. I don't know. That eye concerns me. Eye discipline concerns me. But And he also makes more money. And Steven Moya is the other offer. These are all kind of crap trades anyway, but yeah. We're not going to be taking any of those. I would rather keep Scott Van Slyke for another year if possible. So, well, it is possible. So, all right. So we'll go back to our mailbox, and we'll watch for the people who are signing with us. Actually, I think we're all set. I think that's everybody that we offered a contract to up to this point, besides who did we? Oh, Jesse Chavez that we just or Jesse Chavez that we just offered a contract to. So Shea Simmons is going to be our setup guy. Oh, you know who else I want to look to trade is Akil Morris, because that $3 million player option is not, or is less than desirable, I should say. I wouldn't say it's the worst thing in the world, but if we can get rid of him, then it's not necessarily going to be bad, because we have the pieces in place to replace him. So, because we have pitching depth. It's very, very deep, but not heavy, like top heavy. Yeah, no. I didn't think that was gonna happen anyway, so whatever. Well, if he accepts it, we might end up dumping him off. I don't know why I actually gave him that. I don't think it was like a conscious thing that I did. So Hutchison is gonna take the place of Burgos. And then I think Warren's gonna be a swing guy out of the bullpen. So Thornburg is gonna get sent down. Or just not specified. And Adam Warren is going to be a long reliever. Burgos, we're not going to use any of these guys. Shea Simmons is going to be a setup guy. And neither of these guys are going to do anything. So, let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to think how to structure this exactly. Who did really good last year in terms of FIP? Oh yeah, Torres had a pretty good year last year too. 446 FIP. He's getting better. Someone had to have had not any of these guys. A low FIP, who apparently Panzer Alberto pitched. It's very strange. Yeah, he did pitch. That's weird. Alright, so Shreve, Shea Simmons, obviously, Burgos. I'm going to leave Burgos in middle relief or setup role. We'll try it anyway. If anything goes wrong, we have other options. And then we'll figure. Akil Morris was really good, or pretty good, and we'll put Jake Barrett in the 2 none specified. I think that's what our team is going to look like generally. And Adam Warren will be our long relief / emergency starting pitcher. Actually, I think we can just go middle relief, long relief as a backup role. And that'll be our bullpen for this year. So, alright, we're going to do the Rule 5 draft too, because there are weird things that happen sometimes with this that allow us to get good players. So, Peter Board just signs with Philly. Who cares? Alright, so what is our, before we get into this next section of the video with the Rule 5 draft, I actually don't know how long we've been running. Over an hour. Alright, so I'll probably cut this up at some point. Should check. Oh, so what is our Rule 5? Saratoga and Port Byron. Okay, those should be easy to remember. Saratoga and Port Byron. I don't think any of it was going to be very good anyway, but yeah, I'll probably split this up into 2 sections of this video for convenience purposes. So this will probably be like well into the second half by this point. So I'll probably do like 30 and like I don't know. I'm gonna set it up yet. So Rule 5 draft order or draft pool. So we had Saratoga and Port Byron we had to watch out for. It's easier to do it this way. So Saratoga, Braxton Davidson we should put on our 40-man. See, how do I forgot how to protect people. Because these should be on like my 20-man. Or not on Nunez, I'm going to need, or my 40-man, excuse me. Alright, so Nunez and Davidson, I can do this the long way around. Nunez, Davidson, and then for Port Byron, I doubt we're going to have anybody. Scroll up though. Leonardo Molina, no one's going to take him. I don't think anyway. I thought there was a way from here to fix that, but whatever. I know what we need to protect, so put those guys on the 40-man. Our 40-man's apparently full. Oh, that's why our 40-man's full of crap, apparently. Like, no, actually, these guys are all pretty useful. Why is Tyler Humphries on my 40-man? Right, so we can get rid of him. Off my 40-man. Juan Diaz. Probably gonna have to put a lot of these guys back on here, but eventually. Yeah, a lot of these other guys are really. We need one more off of the roster though, so we'll take Paul Stewald off because he's pretty bad, and then it should let us add those other guys to the secondary roster. So Saratoga, Davidson, and Renato Nunez. Apparently Matt Reynolds is pretty good too. He had a pretty decent year in Saratoga. I might bring him up as a backup infielder again at some point. This was pretty terrible the year that he was up. And go to AA, Port Byron, and add Leonardo Molina. I don't think I ever checked the thing either, the player development. But alright, we can go to the Rule 5 draft now, see if anybody slipped through the cracks, because I didn't actually check the draft pool outside of those 3 guys, because I don't care a whole lot. So continue Rule 5 draft. Gotten some good players out of this before, so it's I ranked it by team, so of course it's gonna show up stupid. Sam Travis, Austin Adams. This catcher is pretty good. He can't really play catcher, and he strikes out a ton, so might not be the greatest idea. But he does have the best potential, and you do have to kind of take that into account at this point. Luis A. Mateo. If there was any good starters in this, I would absolutely take them, but I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately. So, Sam Travis. Actually, he's just a normal run-of-the-mill first baseman. Actually, he's not even very good. Yeah, he's kind of bad ratings-wise, so... I think we're going to take this guy. I don't see a reason not to. Sure, he's going to strike out a lot, but not the biggest deal in the world. We can always return him to your roster's full. I did not consider that in the process, but we can take a look at it definitely now. Preston Tucker, Vicente Rivera, Schimpf. These are all guys we're going to use. We don't need Winton Bernard and Mitch Nair, or Mitch Meyer, whatever the hell his name is. I thought it was Nair, but I guess not. I think I'm confusing him with the writer from Fox Sports. Rob Nair. I think that's where I'm thinking that from. But Winton Bernard can definitely go on to waivers. It's not a big deal. So, alright, let's go back to the Rule 5 draft. Take this guy, Chase Vallett. And we'll draft him. So, alright, so I'm gonna just do the rest of this complete draft. So, I'll be back at the start of the regular season with our lineup. Alright, so we're back here with the Hall of Fame voting results, and actually looks like Toronto just signed Adam Brinkman. Wow, that's pretty good. $53 million over 2 years. Is that like $53 million total, or... oh yeah, okay. And that was like $53 million a year, and I was about to say that's effing ridiculous. But so we waived Paul Sewald, and he got claimed by St. Louis. I didn't really care. He had a good or a decent first season, but didn't do so hot. And he did okay in the minors. He didn't do so hot this year. 6.16 ERA, and he had an okay year that year, but he did have a lot of walks and hits against, so I didn't think it was really a big loss, because I actually couldn't revoke the waiver. I thought I could, but so it looks like Chipper Jones made it, and he's the only one to make it. Jim Thome almost made it in his first year. Jeff Bagwell still isn't going to make it, and he's 8 years in now. Barry Bonds is getting close, though. Kurt Schilling, Roger Clemens, they both deserve it. Edgar Martinez looks like he's going to miss the cut. Mike Mussina, Trevor Hoffman. Johan Santana got 20% in his first year. Chris Carpenter, Zambrano Posada, Carlos Lee, Kevin Millwood all missed the cut. Jamie Moyer had 9%. That's kind of surprising. Sammy Sosa in his 6 years still only at 10%. So it looks like these kind of top guys are going to make it. As far as Chris Carpenter didn't get more than 5%. But yeah, alright. So I'll cut out now, and we'll pick back up at the end of the... Alright, so we are here before the start of the third season. And I had a few injuries, as you might be able to see. We'll check the DL right now, because a couple of them might be close to coming back. We got hammered throughout spring training by injuries. Hanser Albert. Okay, so actually first, Jonathan VR went down. for like 2 to 3 weeks. So we put Hunter Alberto. We said, all right, we're gonna put him at shortstop, and then he got injured immediately after. Vicente Rivera went down. He was just gonna sit in the minors probably anyway, but he did have a minor stint in the majors last year. And Jake Barrett went down. I was probably looking to send him into the minors anyway because he was one of our weaker relievers, and we did just kind of do a major revamp of the bullpen. And also, he was injured quite a bit last year too, and he wasn't super great when he did play. So yeah, there's that. We're at Matt Reynolds for spring training, and I'll actually show you the splits from spring training. There were a couple players who overperformed. Braxton Davidson did really good. Ricardo Cantu had a really bad spring, so I'm not really concerned by anyone having a bad spring because it's spring. I really don't care, but it's something to watch out for. Joey Ricardo had a pretty good spring, 731 OPS, 383 OBP. So we'll see how that turns out for him. Chase Vallot had a pretty good spring, but it was only in 35 plate appearances. He actually only had 5 hits, but he got on base. It looks like 11 times. So, and he hit the ball hard when he did hit it. So, and then Matt Reynolds, 1087 OPS in 60 plate appearances this spring, 4 home runs, 1 double, 1 triple. It looks like 11 runs scored, and he actually drew 9 walks. So, man on base 44% of the time. So we're gonna do a little bit of a. So since VR is out, I moved Cantu to the leadoff spot. We'll see how that works out. I put Candelario number 2, Flores 3, Shimp 4, Vince like 5, Preston Tucker. So we could keep going righty-lefty. And then we have the 3 at the bottom of the lineup who aren't really hitters. Matt Reynolds, Rene Rivera, and Joey Ricardo. And obviously this is going to change. Preston Tucker will end up in the 7-0 when VR comes back. I'm probably going to flip Cantu down. I don't know where to yet. Although I'm kind of just thinking about slotting VR in at number 2 and then moving Candelario down. But I'll show you that whenever everyone's done being injured, because I'll do the draft episode next, and it'll be about midpoint of the season, or roughly a midpoint of the season. So that'll do it for that. This is what the rotation and bullpen looks like. Jose Torres is going to be our opening day starter. And then we have Drew Hutchison, Zach Davies. I'm actually going to flip. So Davies is actually going to be our opening day starter. I'm going to flip those. So Davies is going to be our opening day starter. Drew Hutchison, Jose Torres, Adam Warren, and Jesse Chavez. So a bunch of middle-of-the-road guys. I'm hoping for a good year from Jose Torres and Zach Davies, because Zach Davies is pretty good ratings, and he still has potential in this game. Kevin Munson, we claimed off of waivers from Montreal. We claimed a couple guys off of waivers. He has 2 really good pitches, so we're hoping that he can turn into something this year. A pretty decent year with the Midland Rockhounds last year. And actually, it was funny because I think that's the first transaction we've had with Montreal directly in this series. Kevin Segrist, pretty decent last year. Chasen Shreve had a really good year. And then Tetsuya Ishikawa, who we signed this past offseason, who I don't really know if he's going to pan out, but we'll see. See how everything works out for him. And then Enrique Burgos in the setup role with Shea Simmons. Probably going to have him used a little bit more. But and then Hansel Robles closing. Really good year last year. So that's pretty much going to do it. We'll take a quick look at our minor league system. And then we're going to check out Montreal, and then we're going to get out of here, because this, even though this video is going to be split up into 2, it's still going to be like 2 45-minute videos. So we're actually pretty decent in terms of, that's just the St. Petersburg Millionaires. In terms of prospects, we are doing pretty well building up this farm system. According to our scout, we have 2 players on our roster who have 4.5-star potential. And then we have Braxton Davidson, Vicente Rivera, and Pedro Severino, who are all decent prospects. And Clint Frazier actually got bumped up. Jerry Aguilar, we moved into an outfielder spot because our entire infield pretty much has been taken up. And he actually had better ratings in the outfield, or similar enough ratings, I should say, in the outfield. So we can move him now and take advantage of his speed in center field. I'm kind of concerned about his on-base ability, but he's still 17 years old in low A ball because he's really good in the rookie leagues, and we'll work on his defense. And Leonardo Molina we also have as an outfielder. So we'll see how this whole outfield alignment works out in the future, but I doubt all these prospects are going to work out 100%, and I think that's all our prospects, so it's not even really worth showing anymore. So we'll check out Montreal. We'll look at preseason predictions. That's something I almost forgot about entirely. I would have had to come back and do another amendment. So it actually doesn't look like they really have their anything set so far. So we'll come back to that at the midseason, and we'll check preseason predictions now, because actually hasn't ended. Wow, Adam Brinkman was worth 11 over 2 years. Okay. Yeah, so because it's still technically spring training and opening day rosters aren't set. So I should have thought of that ahead of time, but I want to get this part of the video done so I can move on to some more simulating and all that. So, wow, these take quite a long time to generate. I'm excited to see where if we have any prospects that rank really well, though. I know Aguilar is going to probably be really good because he bumped us into a top 10 or top 20 system last year just by being in our farm system. So we're predicted to go 76 and 86 this year. I'd be very happy if that was our record. Not very fond of our pitching. Wow, the Seattle Mariners really are bad. I wouldn't be very happy if that was our record. I'm looking to kind of be around 500 for most of the season, maybe in contention for a wild card spot. So it looks like our division's kind of weak, so that's good. It predicts the top 10 hitters. None of them are going to be ours. So that's fine by me. I don't really care that much. And obviously we're not going to have any pitchers that are very good. So, and then the NL looks like this. The Cubs are going to win 102 games, it looks like, and the Dodgers as well. They're friggin' ridiculous. Scott Schebler is predicted to be one of the best hitters in the league this year for some reason. I think I've reached the bottom of this, yeah. And Julio Urias is going to be one of the best pitchers. So there are 4 LA pitchers who are predicted to be. They got Gio Gonzalez too. Come on, the Dodgers are so stacked. And it actually says Richard Urena is in for a big year. He didn't have the greatest rookie season in the world, but yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm conflicted about whether losing him might have actually been a good thing, but outside of his home run power, he doesn't do a whole lot else, but he's an amazing defender, so it was kind of a stupid decision, but in the end, it really didn't make a whole lot of difference. It would have accelerated our rebuild maybe a little bit, but we have a solid shortstop in Jonathan VR for power and solid defense anyway, so yeah, that's the preseason predictions. So let's see if it has any of the, let's see the reports homepage. League info, I believe it is. Probably I get this wrong every time, so league reports home, there we go. So let's look at the upcoming free agents. Top prospects. See if this refreshed at all. So it says that we'll sort by team. Jerry Aguilar is the 3rd best prospect in the entire league, so that's good. Bodes really well for his future, and that's the only hitting prospect that we have. He's in short season A right now, so we'll see how he works out. I actually forgot to sort this by team, but I imagine that he didn't do very good in terms of pitching, because even though we did get that guy number 1 overall, he doesn't look the greatest in terms of retrospect. Apparently Mariano Rivera Jr. is a pitching prospect. He's not very good, it doesn't look like, but the OSA really likes him. So and then we'll check how our farm system ranks overall. I'm surprised Leonardo Molina didn't rank among the top 100 prospect or top hitting prospects anyway. And we are 13th best in terms of farm system, so we're building up. Hopefully this upcoming draft will be a lot better than the one last year. So that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy. And Alright, so I still managed to actually mess up and miss something completely. So I simmed like 2 days after I finished the last video, or the last segment of the video, or the intended, how about the intended end of the video? I'll use that instead. And I noticed that it said it was generating the prospect list, and that was my phone. Sorry about that. It said it was regenerating the prospect list, so we actually have a better prospect pool than I thought. We have 3 hitters. We have David Correa, who was our big international free agent signing this past offseason, or well, this past signing period. So that worked out for us, and it reset completely. So we'll go back to this, and yeah, Jerry Aguilar went down to 14 from 3, but I mean, I'm not that concerned. It's probably just because I switched his position. And then Leonardo Molina, who I was kind of surprised wasn't on this list to begin with. So it actually clarifies quite a bit. And then we'll go by pitchers, and we actually have a couple here. So we have Devin Ortiz, who was the #1 pick in this past draft, and also our 5th round pick from this past draft is ranked 34, Cameron Ybarra, who is going to have really good stuff. The rest of it remains to be seen if it'll pan out, but I'm very excited about this past draft class because we had several players in the top 100 prospects because of it, and our 2nd round pick, our scout is really high on, so sorry about that. And I don't believe that our preseason predictions changed at all. I think they're exactly the same. No, it actually predicted us to win less games, so we're going to be 73 and 89 according to this, but I don't really know. I don't think anything else really changed. Oh, no, the Dodgers are projected to win 110 games now instead of 102. So some of this stuff did change, but not a whole lot. So I do apologize for that, and I'm going to try and remember in the future that it doesn't reset all this stuff until after the normal season or the regular season starts. So it looks like we're going to be we're going to have a shot to be competitive, though. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy. We'll see you next time. For real this time.